Hey guys, I'm gonna speak softly in this video just because the camera is a little bit further away from me than usual, so I want to make sure that you're going to be able to hear me. If you hear feet stomping in the background, it's my dog. He is very persistent in bugging me while I'm filming. Literally 5 seconds ago he was laying down being good, and as soon as I turned the camera on he went crazy. It's like he knows. But anyways, I purchased this recently. It is the newest National Geographic it's actually for, well, it says display until July 3rd. And this one is A User's Guide, Your Body, 100 Things You Never Knew. Now I got this at my local Walmart. I was waiting in line because you always have to wait in seriously long lines here, and came across this, so I started to flip through it, and I was very interested in a lot of the facts that were in this. So I'm going to try to make this video as long as possible. My camera seems to shut off at about 20 minutes for whatever reason, so I might have to split it up into 2 parts, but we'll see how it goes. And these magazines are not cheap by any means, but I just had to get this one. I'm so interested in science and things like that. It had some really cool illustrations. So here we have the table of contents where it says what's going to be in the magazine. We have framework, control, care and feeding, and the life cycle. It also says that there are illustrations credits. Now this looks really cool. I probably won't read all of the facts because there's quite a lot of information in this, but I do want to take some time and go through it as best as I can in the amount of time that I have available. So this one says, number 1, did you know skin accounts for as much as 15% of body weight? I should use that excuse when I go to the doctor. Number 2, did you know it takes 24 muscles to walk, 4 thigh muscles, 3 hamstring muscles, 3 muscles in the buttocks, and 2 calf muscles in each leg? No wonder we're so tired all the time. Did you know in one day blood travels 12,000 miles or 19,000 kilometers? Did you know brain surgery was practiced as early as 5000 BC? What? That's crazy. The reproductive system is the only system that is dormant in the first years of a person's life. Now my dog is chewing on his bone, and he is right next to the camera, so I do apologize. If I try to take it from him, he'll be even more loud than he is being now. Your brain is the chubbiest organ in your body. It consists of about 60% fat. Some of these facts I never thought were possible. They just don't seem realistic. Let's see. It's not just your fingerprint that identifies you. You also have a unique tongue print. Human genomes are 99.9% identical throughout the world. Humans can detect sounds as quiet as 10 decibels, a mosquito whine. Dogs can hear sounds that measure -4 decibels. that why our dogs always bark at things that we don't hear? This is a very cool image. So this magazine actually has chapters, and this chapter 1 is about framework, and it talks about the body consisting of more than half water. The body would dissolve into a pool of common chemicals were it not for the scaffolding that keeps it contained, upright, and moving. Now, of course, I'll read through this more by myself, but I figured I'd share some of these things with you guys. It's pretty neat. They have these different experiments to try. This one is the walking wire. Like to test your abilities to see if you can do certain things, I think. Muscle cells create more energy than they need and expend it as heat. I did have a request for this sound, so hopefully I will be satisfying that request in this video. I also have another video coming up where I will be page flipping and focusing more on that sound, and there will be no speaking in that. Did you know skeletal muscle cells have many nuclei flattened along the edges of the cells? Now, I don't know about you, but biology was like one of my favorite subjects next to English. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. I like to know things. Now, whether I retain the information or not is a different story. So this is about mitosis and the phases: metaphase, anaphase, telophase. If you remember in high school, we had to know these things, although that was quite a long time ago. Programmed cell death, or I'll let you guys pronounce that one in your head, prunes away unneeded tissue such as webbing between fingers in a fetus. So does that mean that this doesn't happen to babies that are born with like webbed toes? That's interesting. The femur or thigh bone is the longest bone in the body. In an average adult, it measures 18 inches or 46 centimeters long. This is a magnified cross-section of bone. Interesting. These little dark spots, it says they're involved in bone remodeling. They branch out to connect with other cells. Although bones are relatively light, the average adult skeleton weighs about 20 pounds or 9 kilograms. They can withstand forces with the strength of cast iron. Wow. When a person walks, each foot strikes the ground with a force of about 3 times that of his or her weight. Someone who weighs 150 pounds, his or her lower limbs are subjected to a walloping 450 pounds of force. Holy cow. Tooth enamel is the toughest material in the body. That's cool. This is blood's birthplace. A colored electron micrograph shows undifferentiated blood cells clustered in bone marrow. It looks like art, in my opinion. It might actually be cheaper to do something like this. Let's see. Only $15 to get it all year long, but this may be like a special edition. I'm not sure. No blood flows through cartilage. This makes cartilage slow to heal. This section talks about arthritis. Skeletal muscle makes up 40 to 50% of the mass of the average male body and 30 to 40% of the average female body. This is inside the six-pack. Can't read it from here. Hidden within the imposing outer structure of skeletal muscles are the indispensable smooth and cardiac muscles that power the heart and other organs. This says, did you know that you could grab a tennis ball and squeeze it tightly, and that would tell you how hard the beating heart works? It's pretty cool. Let's pick a few out of here that might be interesting. Oh, this one's interesting. They probably all are interesting. Even hair follicles have tiny muscles attached to them. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. The skull is composed of 22 separate bones. Standing burns about 50 calories more per hour than sitting. I would think that most people would know that one, or at least that standing burns more calories than sitting. The knobby protrusions on each side of the ankle are actually the ends of leg bones. Say what? I didn't know that. Now my guinea pig's going crazy. I'm sorry if you can hear that. Women's bodies have a lower center of gravity than men's bodies do and are therefore more stable. Not gonna say anything. This one's kind of gross. About 40 pounds of skin cells are shed in an average lifetime. That's gross. That grosses me out a little bit. But this picture makes up for it. Look how cute that is. This says skin is a protector and a communicator, holding a host of sensory nerve endings that register touch, warmth, and other sensations. Sweat glands release about 2 cups of sweat per day. It says a healing web. When skin is cut, blood cells spring into action to begin the healing process. Produced by platelets, strands of fibrin bind blood cells to form a scab. And it says opposite. Thermograms show a man's skin heating up as he sunbathes. So I'm not really too sure what we're looking at. Either way, it looks pretty cool. So as you can see, there's a lot of information in this, which is why I was so intrigued to purchase it, because we're only in chapter 2. And this one is called Control. I think this is about the nervous system and neurons, nerve cells. This says 12 pairs of cranial nerves branch off from the base of the brain to the head and the upper body. Many more nerves run from the brain down through the spinal cord in the center of the vertebral column. This is called the selective attention experiment, the Stroop test. These are pretty cool. I'll have to go back and do these. I think I've seen this online where you have to say the color of the letters and not the color that the letters spell out. I'm not sure. Like here, this one would be red and green, blue, orange, purple. But this one looks like a normal one, so I'm not sure how that works. Okay, we are very close to the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to stop in the next page or two. This one says map of the brain. Different areas of the brain handle different kinds of tasks while communicating with each other in a hum of electrical activity. During the Stroop effect, two main areas of the frontal lobe are activated. This is very true. Drivers who crash while distracted by talking or texting on their phones are examples of the limits of selective attention. Completely agree with that. This talks about neurons and axons. It says axons in giraffes can be up to 15 feet long, or 4.6 meters. This illustration is pretty cool. I think these are just nerves. So I'm going to stop here before my camera stops it for me, basically. I will film a part 2 of this video if you're interested. Let me know in the comments below, because I would love to continue going through this, but I just want to make sure that it's not too boring and that it's relaxing to you and not grossing you out, because I know some people do not like things that deal with the body and medical things. So just let me know if you want to see any more of this, and I will gladly film a part 2. So I'll see you guys later.